Hello, welcome. You are with Dr. Sushma Singh. Today we are going to start Unit 14, Ethno Development. This unit deals with the approach of ethno development as one of the approaches to sustainable development. Before going into details of ethno development, it is necessary to discuss the growth of the approaches of development over the times. This will help us to understand how and why there has been growing demand over the times to develop appropriate development theories covering all sections of human societies. From time to time, various scholars have pointed out the importance of understanding diversities of culture and specific needs of the communities for their own development. This growing concern about the social and cultural dimensions of development has brought changes in the developmental thinking, and as a result, approaches of sustainable development and ethno development have emerged as the critics of the earlier developmental theories. In view of these issues, this unit will explain the various perspectives on development, culture, considerations in development, and strategies of ethno development. Now let us start the topic New Concerns in Development Theories. The study of the development theories reveals that the meanings and concepts related to the theories vary over times. In the beginning, the core meaning of development was to achieve the status of advanced industrial countries of West, mainly referred to the remedies of shortcomings and maladies of progress. The development thinkers of the 20th century have rejected the development thinking of the previous century due to the latter's failure to explain the development patterns of then society. Their reactions to the 19th century's failure are related to the process of industrialization of non-Western countries, where this transformation uprooted a large section of people and made them workless. It was also alleged that this development approach has even dislocated social relations among the members of these societies. Now let us discuss the topic from economic growth to human development. The growth of colonial economies of development has generated dependencies of colonial countries on their rulers. The colonial rulers are mainly the European countries. It has been experienced that such dependencies has not created any environment of proper industrialization in colonial countries, although some development has been taken place in the interest of colonial rulers. In the name of the development, the European or colonial countries have destroyed native manufacturers, as found in case of textile manufacturing in India and stoppage efforts at industrialization in Egypt, Turkey, and Persia. Gradually, the economic growth theory emerged as development thinking. Mechanization and industrialization have become part of concept of economic growth. To widen the scope of development, the dimension of political modernization has been incorporated. Further, the new way to develop the thinking has included the wider dimensions. In the mid-1980s, Amartya Sen's contribution to the concept of human development has been important to bring a different direction in the development approaches. Structural reform of society is the basis of neoliberalism of development thinking. This structural reform of the society came about through liberalization and privatization of the economy. All classical and modern development theories are fundamentally structuralist. In the later phase of progress of development theory, this structuralist emphasis has started to change with the influence of phenomenology. The theoretical orientation has been brought a shift in development approach to structuralist to institutional ones. It can also be interpreted as change from deterministic to interpretive views and from materialist to multidimensional and holistic views. Such a change can also be interpreted as shift from structuralism to constructivism. The source of constructivism is found into phenomenology and ethnomethodology. It has become more local and regional in orientation. The early and the modern thinkers of development has been fundamentally associated with theoretical orientation of structuralism, but the later development thinking has rejected this view. This approach exhibits more diversities in theoretical orientation. The earlier group are as concerned with the generalized theoretical orientation having worldwide application for development. But the present development thinking does not believe in general application of generalized theories. Now the development approaches are not relevant across the wider regions. These development approaches are related not only to growth but to what kind of growth. Not simply to development but what kind of development. This has helped in emergence of approaches in diverse new directions which have come to be known as sustainable development, people-friendly growth, pro-poor growth, etc. Now the development approach is related to the group's actor-oriented approach and participatory approach. Here we want to close this lecture. Thanks for listening.